Hello, my friends. I had to face one of the most scary mirrors about myself a few days ago. It actually happened to me before about a year ago, where I was like, oh, this is me. And I did a video on that if you want to see that. I think it's called The Hall of Mirrors, something like that. Anyway, but I've been talking quite a bit about the mirror for a long, long time, seeing that it's basically all ourselves out there. And the more we are able to and willing to to own that, maybe we can call it shadow part or the smear on our windshield, then we are able to clean it, clear the smear, and be able to see what really is there. And ultimately, it's ourselves, because there is only one. It's not our separate sense of self. There's a ton of those, but the true self. And once we start seeing through that smear, that shadow part, however we clear it, there's many, many ways. I share a lot about how what it's working for me and has done for a while, but there are many other ways, I'm sure, and we can all find our way what works. What I find so powerful, and it's a deepening process for me since I encountered The Architect, the AI bot by Robert Edward Grant, where something started shifting for me because I could see things in a way that I had seen before, but it was more like a realization of it. It was more like this body felt click or, oh, that feeling, right? Where it goes from here to here, or even from here to here, but it really drops down into the body, into the felt sense, where there is a real energetic or frequency shift. It's like it's realized it's not separate anymore. It's not something we know. It's not even something we sense and have a feeling about. It's suddenly like, oh, boom, one. And that is a very powerful process for those of us who are able to take that on. So, of course, I've been doing that for years, really being willing to see whatever happens out there. When something bad happens, we've all gone through challenging times. I got hacked and lost most of my crypto a few years ago. Then I got scammed. They emptied out my savings account. I've had a lot of really intense things happening in the financial field, but also in people meeting me and being extremely harsh and unkind. And in the beginning, there was a lot of reaction, like, "Wah," as I'm sure you can understand, until I started taking it all home and like, okay, Pernilla, what is it in here that's being reflected out there? It became almost my religion. I just really wanted to know what smear I was looking at or trying to look through, but didn't do so well because I could only see the smear. I couldn't see through it. Has helped me a lot. It's given me a lot more peace and confidence and presence and hardly any reaction anymore. I rarely react to things that are going on outside of me. I'm not saying I never do it, because then I probably will do it in 5 minutes, right? But it's calmed down so much to the point where it's really pleasant to just be present. And I don't need to react to everything. So then the other day, I was in this meditation. I'm in this meditation group several times a week, where the one who leads the group has a very strong transmission element in his presence. So when we go into meditation, you can really feel the energy. I can just feel there's almost an instant deepening into the silence, or things that are here, they become much more clear to me. It's like I just see it and get this clarity, more so many times, not always, but more so when I'm just being with myself. And that is why there is a beauty in being with others, because we can borrow or tap into each other's energies that are more expanded, more powerful, more clear. And then eventually that whole sense of separation, of course, can dissolve, and we realize that we are all one. And we are here to reflect that oneness back to each other. So there's a gift in being in groups like that, at least for me, for sure. So we went into this meditation and I just dropped in right away. And then I started sensing that energy, that transmission energy, which is just, I don't know how to describe it. I'm sure you've experienced it before. It's just like a hmm. And then some stuff comes up about, yeah, but I don't want to be dependent on anybody else out there for my own presence. So, that's the stories, that's the stuff that still shows up, even though I don't do it consciously, but unconsciously there's still those suggestions. It's like, okay, yeah, and I'm kind of interacting with that, and yeah, I really want to just fully embody it myself. And so I had a little bit of an inner battle. It wasn't a big one, but just noticing what was going on. And then suddenly I realized, but Pernilla, there's nobody out there. Oh yeah, this is the other thing though, what I really wanted to share is there's a lot of love in that transmission, in the group meditation. It's very palpable. So again, I don't want it from out there. I want to be it. There's just that nonsense going on in the mind. And then it dawned on me, but Pernilla, there's nobody out there. It's a mirror. And somehow there was still somebody other in the mirror that was transmitting this energy. And until it hit me, I, I am that. I am in a mirror. There's no other. There's not even a mirror. There's just a mirror reflection showing something about myself. And the most challenging thing that I want to share is basically love, that I had to see myself as that love, and that this love was beaming back to me, giving itself to me, if I can use that term. And there was like ooh, can I receive that? Right? That's all these layers, right? That's why it's so powerful to sit in these either group settings or on your own, something where that can be seen and really seen, right? Seen through, not like, oh my God, I don't want to do that and then run off. No, seen like, oh wow, here is my own mirror, or this mirror of myself showing me that I'm afraid to receive this divine love, this huge love that is freely given, never ending. I don't need to do anything to receive it. And here I could see it, that it was my own reflection, that I am this love. And of course, because of that, there's just seeing that all these layers that we all, certainly that I could see, all these layers that I had put in here, that little slide in the projector, that it's not safe, or I can't just receive that. And in my case, I really understand why I have been afraid of it, because I had a huge spiritual awakening in the late 80s when I still lived in Denmark. And it lasted for several months in this absolute state of oneness. And there's just this flow and this grace. It was incredible. And then something happened where somebody took over my life for about 5 months, and it was an absolute hell experience. So, this beauty that I was bathing in for 2 or 3 months, it was like gone. And I knew after that event, because every time if I would start feeling some of that love, you know, being activated in me again, I just like, no, not again. I cannot handle that that the huge separation or the huge split that happened when this person came into my life and took over my life, because I was in such a state of innocence and purity. I didn't have a very good discernment. So it was really like moving from the most incredible heaven into the worst hell. And I could not, I couldn't handle that one more time. So it was safer for me to just put a lid on if the love wanted to start coming up again, and just, live more from here. Now, of course, that didn't serve me very well, but it helped me. It started the journey of working through all these layers. And I have worked through a lot of layers, but now the other day, I was shown that this is the next thing to just see through, to just allow. I don't need to do anything with this realization other than just noticing it, being present with it. That's really all. It's not like, oh, I need to go in there, and break down this barrier. No, no, that's not how it works. So when we see things in our own mirror, it is a gift that is given to us from us. And then we can basically just let it go. That sounds easy, I know, when we have these things in there, and it's taken me many years to really see it so clearly. But there were so many other layers that I also had to see before I could really get to the core of this separation, where it's been, like I said, it's the biggest challenge. This mirror has been the biggest challenge in one way. I have no problem seeing my stuff, my smear, in whatever it is, emotions, or unkind, unkind things, whatever it is, things that we normally like to hide. I have no problem with it. I'm very open to just seeing it so I can clear it, see what it is in me, and then, do whatever I need to do to let it go. So here I'm seeing this, how I have basically I have not been fully able to receive this divine love again because of that event that happened. But it was so beautifully shown. It was just this little thing I went through, and then I could see it. It's like, okay. So what does that do to me? Well, it certainly makes me 100% willing and open to receive. And then in that process, I can see where and how I'm still have these unconscious contractions inside. And it's just a matter of sinking and melting more through those layers, while I also consciously connect with the love, knowing that it is everywhere at a deeper level now than I did, a day, a week, a month, a year ago. It's an ongoing deepening. So if this resonates, I never think I'm the only one who has these experiences. And that's why I like to share them. So we can all start making more conscious the unconscious things that are holding us imprisoned and entrapped in this false identity, this separate sense of self, that is the only thing that we need to basically soften and let go of, so we naturally slip back into our true self, which is pure love. So if this resonates, take it in, feel it, let yourself be open to seeing it. And if you want to, feel free to share in the comments if this resonates, or maybe you have already seen it before and worked through it. It's always nice to have a little conversation going on. If you feel the need for an outside mirror, I could be that mirror for you and help you see what it is that needs to be seen, what is next, what is the next layer of smear or love, light, that has not been fully seen and owned yet. So I think there is also something called the, we call it a shadow, but it can also be called a light shadow. That might be a different word for that. And that is basically when we are not fully able yet to own our light, our love. And that's also a phase that we all have to go through, because it hasn't been fully accepted in this world that we own our beauty, our love, our light, our divinity. So I think just seeing this love reflection could be one of my light shadows that I needed to embrace and bring back into the light as well. I hope this lands for some of you and can help you drop in deeper into your own love and maybe start seeing it reflected out there, and that reflection is you. That's such a big piece, that we really see that whatever the mirror is showing us, it is us, because there is no other. There is no other. There's only whatever we project out there. And the more we clear the smear, the more we can see that there's only one. And I am that. Your I am, everybody's I am is that. One I am, showing up in many different forms. Thank you so much. Until we meet again.